Okay, I think we are live. Let me just double check. I think we're live. So awesome. Thank you again so much, everybody who is on this call and are also still coming in. Thank you for joining us for this call. So totally transparency. I literally just got back into town. Let's see. There you go. I literally just got back into town this morning, and I was away all last week for a funeral. My grandmother had passed, and so we traveled back west to attend her funeral. So, you know, it was her time. Just so grateful that we had the time that that she had here, and what a blessing she was. But it was her time, so it was a celebration more or less than anything. But anyway, I just literally flew in this morning into Wilmington. I was supposed to be back last night, but also we were kind of in the path of Irma, which is you know, unfortunately, you know, did hit Florida pretty bad, and looks like it wasn't as bad as it could have, but still, yet a lot of people affected by it, and I thought we were going to get hit by it, but anyways, we didn't. But still, the effects of it was impacting our area, and there were some canceled flights all last night. You know, so, but here I am, super glad to make it. These calls to me are so precious, so important to me. So hopefully you guys are going to learn a lot. So let's go ahead and get started. So before I get started, would love to learn more about, actually want to know if you guys can see me and also see my screen okay. Want to make sure that is all good. Edgar. Hey, buddy. Looking at live chat. So awesome to have you here, buddy. I've been following you a lot on Facebook, so good to have you. But anyway, if I can get 1 or 2 persons to let me know that they can hear me and see me, we can get started on this call. So let me just make sure. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Okay, looks like we're good. So let me just go ahead and switch over screens, and we will get started. Okay, cool. There we are. And let me just go ahead and change this over to full presentation, and there we are. So awesome. Thank you, Kevin, Michael again, Jeffrey. Cool. And hopefully, Kevin, you're in the Florida area. So I'm glad you are safe. Glad that you're here. So, but again, anybody that is in the Florida area, it's just so obviously you're here because you're safe. So awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. I think my microphone is a little bit too far away. So let me just make that adjustment and we'll get going. Oh, Richard, thank you. I can see your message. Yes, thank you. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So this week's call is going to be about AdWords, PPC AdWords. If that is new to you, this call may not be really for you. This is going to be a little bit more advanced for sure, because this is an added tool that you have access to when it comes to Google AdWords. So I'll let you use your discretion, but this is a little bit more advanced call. So, and this particular call is going to be about utilizing the click-to-text option. So I've really had good success in the last couple months with this, and we actually had one deal that came through. It wasn't a big deal, but still yet a deal that came through. So I want to share that with you guys in this call. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So again, this call is going to be about utilizing the click-to-text option. So just a little bit, housekeeping stuff. So new content to check out this week, Living Your Best Life. That is a carrot cast with Trevor, how to create a life list and why you need one. One of the things that I'm learning this past week is, you know, life is short. Life is precious. You know, it's just amazing how things can change instantly. And one of the things that I kind of got out of being away for the last week is really learning how to learn how can we maximize our time in life, you know, the time that we have here. And so it's kind of interesting that that's the newest Carrot Cast. Definitely want to check out, but something worth looking into, especially those that are on this call. I know all of you guys are entrepreneurs. All of you guys just are visionaries, and if we can kind of just take some of that and implement it to where we're making a difference, where we're making an impact in our local community, our family. You know, it's something that I would encourage everyone to do. So check that out. And also Carrot Camp, the Mountain Edition. This is our this is Carrot's first event. I am super excited about it. I will be there with the rest of the Carrot team. It's going to be October 9th and 10th. You definitely want to jump on this. There is a few open spots left. So if you're considering it, you're on the fence, I want to push you over and say, go. I've learned in the last year the importance of masterminding, the importance of communicating and hanging out, having conversations with like-minded entrepreneurs and investors. You know, just through that one conversation, your whole business can have, you know, has the potential to go into the next level. You know, I've been participating a little bit more in some masterminds, and it's just amazing just having, you know, just that collaboration, how that can change the whole dynamic of your business. So I don't see this any different, and I'm more or less looking to this because obviously it's one of our events at Carrot. So please, if you have need more questions, have more questions about it, you guys can actually email Trevor directly at trevor@oncarrot.com, trevor@oncarrot.com, and you can ask him any specific questions, anything, or you can email me or just reach out to me directly. Either way, we want to make sure that if you're considering it, have some additional questions, that we answer those questions for you. And you know, and I want to stress that because obviously there's going to be some travel arrangements that's going to be necessary, especially airfare, or if you're in the West Coast, maybe driving time. But anyway, please reach out to us if you have any additional questions. But would love to have you guys there. Also, another new content to check out is Real Estate Marketing Online, How to Rule Competitive Markets. And that's one of our most recent whiteboard videos. So make sure that you're checking that out. Again, plenty of content to check out. And you can also look back at previous content that we've released too. Always valuable information that you guys can take away something from. So check that out. Our weekly dose of awesomeness. This is something that we love sharing each and every week. If this is your first time on this call, we love sharing the experiences of other Carrot members, whether it's deals that they're doing through their because of the Carrot system, or just really that the experience that they're having with Carrot. This week is from Walter. Walter is an awesome story. I wish I had more time to kind of go into his situation, but awesome situation where he's been able to just to kind of quickly summarize. He's been able to take a lot of the training that we provide, whether it's through the blog posts, whiteboard videos, the 3 lead per day training, Craigslist, and also the Facebook paid premium training. He's been able to take all that information and be able to start a business outside of the real estate world. Because all the stuff that we teach here, guys, is really universal marketing principles, things that you can implement really in any industry. We just happen to focus on real estate investing. So Jake, so again, pretty cool, but this came through from Walter. Jake is a rock star with the invaluable info, knowledge, and tools he provides when assisting me. I always walk away with way more than expected when getting assistance from Jake. He's especially genuine. He's especially unique over anybody else that provides assistance to me via chat. He has got to be your strongest asset to your customer assistance. So, and I just paraphrase, excuse me, again. So, and I'm sure most of you have dealt with Jake on the front end when through live chat. And I know I wouldn't be where I'm at with Carrot when I first got started without Jake's assistance, because I remember, man, just really blowing up chat anytime I needed help, and Jake was always there to help me. So not surprised at the comments that Walter has given us. So anyways, and if anybody has anything you guys want to give us feedback on, your experience with Carrot, or even any deals that Any leads that have led to deals recently, please let us know. For sure, we want to make sure that we celebrate with you, even if it's your first lead, your first deal, whatever. We believe in celebrating even small wins. So make sure that you're letting us know how things are going for you and the wins that you're having with the Carrot system. So awesome. So we got Brian. Awesome. Cool. We got Brian. What up, Adrian? You know that I'm on the call if it's about PPC. Sweet. So cool. So let's just go ahead and get started. Actually, if you guys can let me know this is your first call. If this is your first call with Carrot, this is your first coaching call, please let me know. Send through a hello. Let me know your name. Let me know what market that you're in or city you're in, and would love to welcome you to your first coaching call. And but I just want to introduce myself. If this is your first call, my name is Adrian Nez, customer success hero with Investor Carrot, head of customer strategy. So if you have strategy questions or help, I'm usually the one that you will be talking to. And I'm a full-time investor, entrepreneur. Some fancy stats, been generating online leads using the Carrot systems, which you all have, and including YouTube marketing and most recently pay-per-click. Been full-time in real estate since 2009, full-time real estate investor since 2009. That's really the year that I discovered wholesaling and lease options, subject tos, really, I guess, the whole creative side of real estate investing. So I'll never look back since. Super passionate about teaching real estate investors, especially our Carrot members, about inbound marketing, because this is the system that I use and continue to use. And it's really had a really major impact on my business and really my lifestyle. So if you sense a lot of excitement, a lot of zeal, you know why, because I'm a big believer in the Carrot system. Beach bum, I live out of Wilmington, North Carolina. We're off the coast, and as I mentioned earlier, we could have potentially been hit with Hurricane Irma, but we didn't, which is great. But still, I know that it did impact a lot of Florida residents. So our prayers and thoughts are going out to them, obviously. But that's where I live and love what I do, and just love that I can do it from where I live. So, but anyway, enough about me. Let's go ahead and jump into the call. So can AdWords click to text site link really drive leads? Yes, and I have some stats to show you on that. Yes, this is I've been diving into pay-per-click probably in the last year and a half, 2 years, and it's really has changed our whole online lead generation. Obviously, SEO is going to has always been, and probably will always be, our main lead generator, because more stats statistically say that the stats reveal that normally about 80 to 90% of people still do not trust ads. So a good amount of your leads will always come from SEO. Again, if you're ranking well. Okay, so one of the things I really encourage is work with SEO, optimize your website, look for that top spot on page 1 of Google for your long-term success. You know, if you're going to be in this business, you should be implementing SEO consistently, you know, for your long-term. But in the meantime, even as you're working on your SEO, pay-per-click is a great way to start driving traffic right away. Okay. Now, kind of forewarning, pay-per-click is very, can be complex. It's one of those type of marketing that you do want to be hands-on with. You know, so depending on your learning curve and the time that that's needed you know, it's really one of those tough things that it's really hard to say, okay, you know, do I want to do this myself? Do I want to hand this over to a manager that will manage your campaigns? But, you know, if you ever need help answering that, of course, you guys can always reach out to me or set up a strategy call as well, and we can talk about that. But I always tell people too, expect to spend $300 or $400, depending on your market, $500 just for education. Again, it's one of those things. It is hands-on. There's a lot of experimenting. You know, obviously there's plenty of calls that we've done in the past too that you guys can listen to that can help you eliminate that experimenting, at least as far as on the setup goes. But I personally love pay-per-click. It's done very, very well for us and continues to do well for us in some markets. You know, pay-per-click is not guaranteed. It's not something that, you know, even though you're hearing me talk about it as a great lead generator for us, every market is going to be different. Okay, so kind of always keep that in mind. So, but anyways, yes, you can drive leads with click to text, and we'll go ahead and dive into some of that information. So, would love to know right now, of all of you that's on this call, how many of you are running PPC campaigns? How many are doing pay-per-click right now? If I can get some quick feedback on that, kind of want to know who's doing pay-per-click. Would love for you to kind of just acknowledge that now, if possible. And or if you guys have someone else doing it for you, let me know too. But would love to know who exactly is doing pay-per-click right now. And also let me know how much you're spending. I won't reveal that number, obviously. I just want to know from my own knowledge to see how much you guys are investing into that. And if I have more questions and you guys are willing to be more open about me sharing it, of course, I'll make sure to ask permission too. So, but yeah, would love to know who is doing pay-per-click, and also how many of you guys are doing deals with it. How many leads are you guys getting? How, you know, so if you're open to give me some of that information, please feel free to share that as well. All right, so so here's kind of one of the cool things been happening. So August, we finished up August, and that's where a lot of my information is going to come from. Is in August we did a pretty good amount of we did pretty good for sure with Google AdWords. And here's an example. So just to kind of also let me know, let you know, I have my AdWords set up with CallRail. I use Slack. Well, let me kind of step back. You're probably wondering where this is coming from. So I personally use Slack for my real estate business, and I set up an integration with Slack with CallRail. Okay, I have CallRail set up as my tracking number along with my Google number. So now anytime that we get notification on through that, instead of it going to the phone or CallRail, it's going in directly into our Slack. Okay, so this is where where it's coming from. So you notice here we have one. So we get these here text message, and you kind of see what's about, and then here's some more later in the month. You know, just shows you just how people are more and more engaging with text. When this feature first came out, I don't know exactly when this feature was first became live, but it was, you know, it was kind of slow them gaining some traction because it was so new that a lot of people weren't used to this feature. You know, when I say people, meaning searchers, you know, people who are doing Google search. And usually what happens is that when people are not familiar with a new tool, sometimes it can have a slow start, but I'm noticing a lot more engagement with it for sure. So, anyways, this last month was probably one of our best months in terms of engagement. And also, like I said, we did close one deal through because of this. But again, that's one deal that we've never had. You know, could that person still submitted their information through pay-per-click? Yes. But this really, what I want to focus on is really leveraging tools that can make it easier for people to engage with you. Okay. Some people prefer to call. Some people love dealing with just filling out a form. But anytime that you have added, you know, tools that help people engage with you, why not use it? You know, so in the past, me personally, I've also tried live chat, offering a chat box on my website. That didn't go very well, you know, because it kind of on the website, right? So it kind of was. So I just I removed it because it's after testing it for a whole year. It, you know, by not many people engaging with it, because we do really well on traffic, and we do very well on conversion. But with that said, we just never really did great with live chat. So we just removed it because obviously if it's not engaging, now it just becomes a distraction. So we removed it. So, but this is more of a tool on the front end built in with Google AdWords. So this is before they even get to your website. Okay, so which is pretty cool. So so awesome. Yes, Faye, Slack. It's called Slack. If you guys don't know what that is, I don't have time to kind of go into it with this call. Just do a just Google Slack, and you'll see what that's about. It just helps us centralize our communication with our team, because I do a lot of virtual wholesaling, so that's the reason why we use it. You know, our boots on the ground, our acquisition manager, we're able to communicate without having to jump on the phone, stuff like that, which is cool. So, and you can integrate like Google Calendar, you know, so like all that stuff on there, so which is really nice. Okay, so Brian and Edgar, I know you guys are very, very crazy active with Google AdWords. Just out of curiosity, are you guys using the text feature? Would love to know if you guys are using. I mean, if you guys are, I know you guys do a lot of pay-per-click, but wondering, are you guys doing the text feature? Cool. Awesome. Tamara, first call. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to your first coaching call. Okay. All right, let me just go through here. Okay, cool. All right, and Edgar, are you doing your? Is someone else doing it for you? Your PPC? Okay. All right, cool. Let me just do something really quick here. All right, cool. All right. So again, just wanted to show you just some screenshots of just some activity from just some of the messages. So so really what it is, and this might be a question that you guys are asking at this point, is, you know, what is click to text banner? Okay, so it's really when a prospect, you know, which is a motivated seller in our case, taps on a click to text banner or link from their phone. So this only works when someone's on their phone. So the reason why this is probably gaining some leverage or momentum is because more and more people are jumping on their phones from their mobile. So it doesn't surprise me. This is something that's growing, and I probably will continue. It'll probably continue to grow, to be honest with you. That's just my prediction, just how things are going. And then, because here's the thing too, guys, you can totally see, if you go into your own dashboard, you can see how many people are actually going to your website from their mobile phone, how much traffic. I have a good friend of mine that I met in a recent mastermind, and 89% of people are going to his website from mobile phone, which was crazy. But when I begin to dig more into a situation, he told me that he sends out I'm just going to say a ton of mailers. I mean, this is no joke. He sends a ton of mailers. And what happened was, what's happening is a lot of people are jumping on his website from mobile. So it doesn't surprise me. So what I'm kind of imagining that's happening is when someone's getting their mailers and there's a website, people are going to first be curious on who you are. Now, for the most part, I would say it's for credibility purposes, you know, because one of the things I try to teach and really emphasize is the things that we say as investors is not normal. It's not a normal transaction, you know. So when you tell someone you can close in 5 days, you can close in 3 days, that you're willing to pay cash with them without them not having to fix up their house, you know, that's really something that a lot of people find really hard to be true. Like, is this a scam? You know, a lot of the doubt begins to run in their mind. Is this a scam? What's the catch? Is this for real? You know me. You know what I mean? It's really something that a lot of people can really find hard to believe. So what happens? They want to check who you are, right? So a website probably is going to serve a lot more than ever before, should serve as a credibility backup for you. You know, so again, the reason why I believe he's getting so much traffic is because what's happening is I can imagine this person, this homeowner is getting this mailer. They see his website, and what are they doing? They're pulling out their cell phones and they're looking up his website. You know, maybe some of them are pissed. That's just a part of it. But he does a lot of deals from not pay-per-click. He does a lot of deals from direct mail. And I really believe, looking at his numbers, that a big part of it, I guarantee, is because he's providing that credibility, which is his website. So a lot of people are trusting him more maybe than other mailers. I don't know. But a lot of things point to the fact that a lot of the traffic is because of his mailers, and he's putting it on there for credibility purposes. And I can probably predict that a big part of why he's doing so many deals from direct mail is because of that credibility, you know, because of that website. So, so again, that's why this feature, I believe, is going to really grow, because of how many people are jumping on the web from mobile phone. Okay, so so again, when a prospect taps a click to text banner or link from their phone, it opens up their default messaging app and pre-populates your phone number and a message. So so here's a good example of how it is. So again, these only show up on mobile. Okay, so if you guys try to do Google search in your own local market on your desktop, it's not going to appear. This is only coming up on mobile. Okay, so let's see. Cool. All right. All right, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so if you guys want to mess around, like I said, just do maybe a Google search on your phone and see how many businesses are using in your local market. So you'll kind of see a real live live account. But don't click on the ad, you know, because it's costing them money, and I know I wouldn't want to pay for my competitors clicking on my ads. So just kind of be respectful. So that's what it looks like, and it's pretty cool, really cool. So again, what it is simply, so here's kind of a screenshot of where you can find it, and we're going to dive in here shortly on something that so this is an old screenshot. This shows really how well, this is all time, right? So you can see how, now this is a very small market. This is actually one of my, I'm partnering with someone in different parts of the country, and this one when this first came out, we were testing it. So you see here, we got 25 clicks, 25 clicks, and we got 9 conversions, and cost to convert, basically to acquire this lead, was $26, which is great. You know, then a really high conversion rate, which is phenomenal. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch over to, and let me show you what our numbers were from last. Let's see. Okay, give me just a second. Let me switch over to my Google account. Okay. All right. Okay, let me, for some reason, okay, here we go. Let me see if I can switch over. All right. Okay. All right, let me figure this out, guys. Sorry. Okay, that should bring it up. All right, here we go. All right, cool. So you guys should see my screen here, okay? So let's see. All right, so the way that you guys are going to be able to get into your accounts. Okay, so here's an account that I'm using, just testing. So what you're going to do is go into the campaign level, and then you're going to go into ads extension. Okay, you have to be logged into your account, so you're going to just go into add extensions. Let's see, trying to get rid of some windows here. So you're going to go into add extensions. All right, and then you'll see this information. So you'll see that. So I'm going to just go ahead and. Okay, why is just not coming up? Okay. Okay, for some reason, this is not coming up. All right, give me just a second. There's something wrong. All right, let's try that. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. For some reason, this is not coming up. Okay, keywords. Oh man, this is frustrating. Okay, so we're going to go to campaigns. We're going to add extensions. This is really weird. I literally just took a screenshot. That is really weird. Something's okay. Why am I not seeing it? Anyway, let me see. So I just took the screenshot about an hour ago, right? I need to figure out what's going on. But here's a screenshot that I took from last month. So you see here, I got to figure out why that's not showing up. For some reason, that's not coming up. That was working perfectly fine. So anyway, so here's kind of so it's add extensions, and what you want to do is, so here's our message. You know, we have the name of the business, phone number, and then text us your fair offer. And then so last month we had about 15 clicks out of 15 impressions, and our click-through rate is about 28%. Costs about $10. Total costs 152, which is not bad. Average position, you know, #1. And then out of the 15 clicks, we have 4 that converted, which is a really good conversion rate, which is about you know, a little bit less than 27%. And we did do one deal from one of those, and I think it was, I did take a screenshot of the one that was, they really engaged with us big time. So it was really, and I think part of the reason why is because we got them to, because they were texting back and forth, like there's kind of that sense of obligation, sense of, you know, that really pulls them in. That's why I like this feature, because you know, once you kind of get someone pulled in, you have their attention, and it's really hard for them to go elsewhere. So we really did a good job, and that's the reason why I really like. And I think part of it too was we're able to respond pretty quickly, even through our CRM. So it wasn't like we had to go directly to. It's just really cool that we were able to engage fairly quickly, and we just had conversation. You know, some people don't like to talk on the phone. Some people may not like filling out the form, right? So it was just a really good way. And the one that we did close on the deal on, you know, we probably text probably close to 20 times for sure. And, you know, so it was really cool to do that. So, but again, this really shows you just more and more of how powerful this feature may be. So if you guys are doing a lot of pay-per-click and your vendor is not, and if you guys are using a vendor, I would inquire about having them test the ad extensions for text. Okay, I do recommend using something like CallRail, because at least now you can kind of engage and you can kind of track that information from how many, which deal came from where. So I use CallRail, and it's been really, really cool to see this. I was hoping to see lifetime. I'm not sure why this is not coming up. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so add extensions, add groups. Let's try this again. This is really weird. I wonder if I changed something all the time. Yeah, this is really weird. Okay. Extension. I'm not even showing my side links. I wonder if there's like a glitch right now that's going on, because I'm there, I have some other ad extensions I have active, and those aren't even showing up. So I apologize, guys. For some reason, this is not coming up. Let me just try something else real quick, guys. I'm just wondering why. That's really weird. Call out, call extension messages. Oh, man. Okay, so this one is active. Okay, so this is the one that we're testing. Why is this not coming up? But anyways, let me see what this was last month. So yeah, so again, so let me see. So last month was just 2 clicks, but still yet really, really no conversions though. But some people might have just, so really cool. I'm just wondering why this is not showing up. I literally just had this open a moment ago, and it was fine. Let's see. Yeah, that's super weird. Anyway, but yeah, so the way that you would do it here, guys, is, oh, duh, wait a minute. I know why. I don't have this going in this market. I have it in here. That's why. There you go. Okay, sorry guys, my bad. So here's the one, and here's the thing, guys. This is a very small market that I'm in, Wilmington. It's probably about 100K that we're working with, right? Population-wise, so it's a very small market. I've yet to test it here because our setup in Pittsburgh is a little bit different. This has really been really cool to see, and I probably should run it into some bigger cities just to test it. But I wanted to kind of test it here on the local, because I'm here locally. So, but yeah, here's last month. We had 15 clicks, 52 out of 52 impressions. We got 15 clicks. Really, really great. So very important. So let me see if there's any this month. Yep. So we had 1 click, no conversion, but yet still not bad. So let me see. Look at all time. Yep. So you kind of see how, like I said, last month was like our biggest month ever when it comes to this feature. So, and it's only going to increase even more. Like I said, just one deal really can pay for a lot of this for a couple months, right? So, So again, to me, I believe that a lot of it has to come from just people, more and more people getting used to this new feature. A lot of stuff are really cool ideas, but unless people are used to it, they see it, they're not going to engage with it. But now this feature's been around for a little while, and it's just a great way to do that. So yeah, so the way you want to do that, guys, I think, Brian, you're doing your own pay-per-click. So basically all you're going to do is go into add extensions, and then you just want to add this. Just click on that, and then you just kind of go in here, right? So one thing tricky too, guys, if you guys end up using this feature, one thing that I learned is you have to, when you put in your phone number, make sure you put in the these brackets. It's not brackets, but parentheses, I believe, with the area code, because if you do any other format, your ad is not going to be approved. Really crazy. I went over and over. I even tried calling support, like, why are you guys not approving my ad or my phone number? Everything seemed right, and even they couldn't answer. But as soon as I changed this phone number to where it's formatted with the area code in parentheses, it got approved. So so if you guys end up battling that, it's just a format. You just got to put parentheses with the area code. So valuable lesson I learned that even Google didn't know about. So if you guys are going to activate this, go ahead and do it. So it's really easy, very simple, just to kind of, so this is what you do. You put in your business name. I prefer to use a business name, because not necessarily keywords, because again, you want to show that you are a credible business, okay? Not just going after keywords. So we put in our business name, the text phone number that you can receive text messages, which are obviously, if you're using CallRail, that qualifies, and then whatever text what you want to pre-populate. Right here it says text us for your fair offer, and then text message. So this is what appears on the ad, okay, right here. So you can change it to anything you want, and then this is what populates automatically when they click on that. This is what goes to. So for me, I give a clear call to action. Please text me back, because I don't want them to think it's really, because you got to tell people what to do. Okay, you just can't expect them to know how to communicate with you or how the process runs. Okay, so that's the reason why I put it. I want to get an offer for my house. Please text me back. So that's what populates. So now they know, okay, I need to text back for them to engage. Okay, so and one thing too that could have something to do with it. I've had this active for a while, for a couple months, right? When this first feature came out. And really, I can't say this is the main reason why engagement rose up so fast last month, but this is something I did put in about a month ago. Okay, is that the sole reason why maybe we got the results we're looking for? I don't know. So, but that's one thing I lacked to do when I first did this, was I didn't put a call to action. So until I put this in, I didn't have a great month when it comes to engagement. So always give a call to action with any type of marketing you do. That's kind of the first golden rules, is call to action. Okay, so just make sure that you're putting that in there. So very simple, and that's really the extent that you need to do, is just your business name, your phone number, the extension text. This is what appears on the ad, and then right here, this is the pre-populated text that they'll get. Okay, so you can mess around with some different ways. You guys might come up with something a lot better than what I have in there as a default, something just to mess with. That's it. And then you just, and then that's what comes out with it. So, I mean, if you can actually try a few different things if you want, right? So just kind of, keep an eye on that, see how the engagement. But yeah, again, this is a feature that you definitely want to start implementing. Not many people are using this feature. Okay, so take advantage of it, test it, take a look at, maybe make some tweets. Like I said, I made a few tweets, and again, did that make all the difference? Could have, I don't know, but it's very interesting that when I did, the engagement did increase dramatically. So we'll keep an eye on it from the months to come. So anyways, again, this is all that's really all this. So this call was really more about bringing awareness to not overlook this little feature that has been around for a while, but not too many people talk about it. I've had some really good success in the last couple months and actually just last month, but just really wanted to cover it right away so you guys can start implementing it. Doesn't have to look pretty. That's one of the things that has made me successful in everything that I do is I experiment. Right? I'm willing to try new things, test new things. I know a lot of times it's great that you can go to people for help, get some good insight, but most of the answers in marketing is going to always come from just experimenting and testing things yourself. Okay, so I'm glad I did with this one because I was going to just leave it off after a while, but man, until last month. Actually, what happened was I keep track of all the deals that we're doing, and then we always link it back to where the lead came from, and that's how this got my attention last month. Like, holy crap, like that came from a lead that came through. They first reached out through text. It's like, wow, that's awesome. So then that's when I really begin to dive in and really see the numbers, look at these numbers for last month. And it's like, wow, like, holy cow, that's pretty cool. And just seeing those numbers and just really, okay, so we're definitely going to pay a lot more attention to it. And hopefully we'll get that to it. So any specific questions that you guys have regarding this feature? Again, it's not rocket science. I mean, it definitely is not. It's just you got to go in there and just activate it, just get it done. So again, I use a tracking number, and then also, make sure that you're engaging with it. So any questions? And while I'm waiting for questions, I'm going to ask, take a look at some of the stuff. Deanna Stark, first coaching call. Awesome, Deanna. Welcome you to your first coaching call. Would love to, tell us more about you. If you want to send through some information, would love to learn. Are you wholesaler, rehabber? Any questions as a newbie to Investor Carrot? Anything that we can help you with, please send that through. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. So again, any questions regarding this feature? I'm just going to get a cup of water while we wait for that. Okay, looks like no questions. Awesome. So again, this call was very, very, to the point. Really no much more to teach on it other than just go out there and activate this feature if you're doing pay-per-click and see how it works for you. Maybe check on it and make sure you have that. Do a test, obviously. It's worth even just a little charge. The amount it's going to cost you. Just want to make sure you have it up and going. And then just go from there. And obviously, if you have questions, you can always reach out to me because I'm doing a lot of this now, and would be more than happy to share, some of the results that we're getting. What's the typical impression to click ratio? That's kind of it's hard to say, Jeff. Just simply because every market's different. The numbers that I see. And a lot of it too has to depend on your keywords. Like if like me personally, let me just look at this here. So if you look at here, impression to click, I mean, I'm about 10%. So I get, we're getting about 1,500 impressions. But again, a lot of that has to do with your budget. Has to do a lot with your settings. And what I mean by settings is, the only reason why my impressions are so low is because I don't use broad settings, which means I don't give Google any control of who they perceive or who they think should see my ad based on their search. I just don't think they do a good job with that. Now, of course, sometimes you will have to perhaps expand out and use broad settings to try and discover new keywords. But me personally, all my settings are set to phrase match and exact match, meaning someone would have to put in the exact keyword that I'm working with for them to see my ad. So it's very, very targeted. So if if no one's typing that in, no one's seeing my ads, you know, which I guess I'm okay with. Now, could it be that I'm losing out some potential traffic through that? Yes, but I'd rather be. I'm just a marketer that likes to be very, very targeted. So, so again, 1548 is very low. So let me see. I spent $1,000 last month, and I try to spend more than that, being very targeted. So it's not like I'm not trying to spend more. I mean, I could spend up to $3,000 a month, but I just can't because, like I said, I'm very, very targeted. So this is why my impressions are very low. And plus, you know, in some markets I'm in, they're not very competitive. So you're not going to have that big volume. Let's say someone who's spending $3,000-5,000 a month. But, you know, this is not bad at all. So out of 1548, we got 149 clicks. But to me, my most important number is going to be, you know, what was my overall conversion rate, which is how many people not only clicked on my ad, but also went to my website and also fill out the form. So out of the 149 clicks, 18 of them converted into leads. Okay, and that was just for last month. And one of those, as I mentioned, was a text message. Okay, and we also closed one. We only closed 2 deals last month, one from that text and then one from the regular. So we you know, out of the 18, we did 2 deals. Okay, so which is not bad, but our costs, our acquisition costs was $51. You know, which is kind of last month was kind of high. Normally, believe it or not, it's $25 to $35 a month. Usually is our acquisition costs. You know, but again, this is a unique market, and I'm very targeted. So, so again, it's one of those. There's really no specific answer. Every market's different on what that's going to be, and also it depends on how much you're opening up your campaign. So Jeffrey, hopefully that helps. That makes some sense. You know, if you want to kind of get deep, you know, to schedule a call with me, and we can kind of go over that a little bit more in depth. But would have to see really what you're spending, what keywords you're using, if they're broad settings, exact match, you know, to kind of give you a better indication. But you know, so hopefully that helps. So Deanna, I'm in the Sacramento market, start wholesaling and rehabbing in San Antonio market. We're back home to Cali and getting wrapped up. Awesome, Deanna. Once you get that first initial stage set up, Deanna, make sure you're setting up a strategy call with me. We'd love to help you and also make sure that you're ramping it up and that you're getting most of the carrot system. So you can do that over at, and not just you, but anybody on this call, make sure anytime you guys need strategy help, obviously your quick help is through these calls that we do weekly. But if you feel like, you know what, I need some personal attention, you know, 20 minutes or 15, 20 minutes, and then of course set up a strategy call, and you can do that over at oncarrot.com/call. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm having a hard time hitting my daily budget, 200 and that kind of. Yeah. 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 So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, we'll definitely discuss more. That's the thing. That's why, guys, pay-per-click is very. I mean, there's some guys on this call that they're having someone manage it. You know, sometimes that's the best thing because, you know, with pay-per-click you do have to be hands-on. Okay, so if you guys do want to be hands-on, I always tell people start with a small campaign. Don't try to build this big monster out. Now you're trying to manage a big monster, and it's difficult. Okay, I'm very practical. So if you guys really want to be effective, first of all, watch coaching call 135. Okay, 135. That's a call that me and Brendan Holmes did on how to be effective on the small budget. Okay, so now it wasn't about the budget. It was really about how to be hyper targeted when it comes to pay-per-click. And that's how you can get the most out of your budget, right? So in that call, and one of the things I mentioned in that call is, you know, one of the things that people go wrong and it makes it hard for people to be hands-on and learn properly is they go after way too many keywords up front, okay? They create this big beast now that they have to fully manage, and it's just difficult. So I always tell people, start with 5 keywords. Start small, be hands-on. Spend $200 or $300 just on education, right? Meaning dive in, experiment, start with a few keywords. You know, that's what I've done. And, you know, because the keywords that work for me may not work in your market. Okay. So you just have to kind of understand that, you know, it is a lot of hands-on work. You know, there's a lot of moving parts. So you just have to really, you know, kind of, again, experiment is really what it comes down to. So, yeah, so just make sure that you guys are really diving in. And of course, you know, start small, reach out for help, set up a strategy call, and we can kind of discuss. And then just from there, expand out as you get used to it. Okay, so, you know, just start there. So, will AdWords randomly assign which tech to show if I want to do more than one? That's a good question. I was actually thinking about that today. Was like, okay, maybe because what got my attention last month was one of the things I changed was I inserted a call to action. Okay, that was one, but I didn't do that on another one. So that's a good question, and I'm probably going to look into that. Is to see if we can, because what you can do is, like, the cool thing with so here's one ad campaign, and I know that one cool thing we can do is like one of the things that I do is I like to experiment creating 2 ads per keyword or per ad group. So so what I like to do is create 1 keyword as 1 ad group, and like, so here's what I mean by that. So if you see here, guys, I have cash for houses, cash for homes, cash for homes, cash for houses, right? But one is phrase match, one is exact match. Okay, so I use the same keyword, but one is phrase match and one is exact match. But then for this ad group, I test multiple ads, and they rotate. So because I like to see if one word can make all the difference. Like, for an example, like this one, fast cash for your house. Okay, fast closing. And then this one, I rephrase it, cash for houses, we buy houses. Okay, so I want people to associate me with one of those house buying companies. Okay, so obviously the one on top has done a little bit better, fast cash for houses. So let's see, where's the we buy houses? So again, thing right here, you see I did a lot of experimenting. Yeah, anytime I change out ads, and I always run 2 against each other. So this one's very close. So one of the things I do is, like, I've been running ads to where they're more general, and then I'll run it. Like, this one's more general, and then this one is more specific to the local market. So, and you know, I'm so curious, like, how, if that makes a big difference. And this one's been neck and neck. Like, you see that the amount that each ad's been served is pretty equal. Even this one's shown a little bit more, but you know, this one has done a little bit better. I mean, just by 1 click. Okay, so this one has performed. This one has converted better at the bottom. I mean, when you think about conversion, meaning they went to the website and filled out the form. So this one has, and you see this one is more of a general ad, not city specific, like mentions. Okay, so so I take it. I always kind of look at what's working. Like, I like no risk, you know, easy process. Put that in there. So you kind of see here, I've tested many ads to see which one does great. Okay, so far this is running. So that's what I like to do. So that's a good question. I would love to see if you can do that. You know, so hopefully that helps, Brian. And let me know. Keep in touch. I know you've reached out to me in Facebook before, so let me know. And also, I'll let you know. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Okay, I was gonna ask Brendan, but he's out right now. So cool. But we'll stay in touch, Brian. All right. Christina, for okay. All right, so here's a good question, Christina. For coaching, Adrian, I wanted to see your thoughts about using a service like mysocialfollowing.com to buy real Facebook likes. I don't want to do anything that would make Google mad, so I want to check with you, explore with that, whatever. I'm not a big, so Christina, is this for to increase your Facebook page likes, or are you talking about getting likes for an ad or a blog article that you posted? Give me a little bit more information. So again, the question is, when you say likes, is it to get as many likes as you can for your page? Or you're talking about likes when it comes to you, like an ad that you posted, an article that you posted? Let me know. Cool. Okay. JB, how you doing, JB? Regarding phone to text, is this number that you can text back? Yes, I use CallRail. CallRail, yeah. Make sure that if you are using, and most tracking numbers, you can text that has that text capability. So I know CallRail does. I think CallFire, that's who I used to use in the past. So you can do text with it. So yeah. Yeah, no, Christina, I wouldn't get too caught up in the likes of your page, because here's the thing: when you pay a company like that, a lot of it's going to probably be overseas, and there's just no value to it. And you're not going to get in trouble with Google. It's just going to be no value to it. Me personally, with social media, I just like to I like just sharing articles, blog articles. So if you're a Content Pro member, what I would do, Christina, is I would experiment with some blog articles to see which one engages very well. So here's a good example. Like in North Carolina, you have a lot of foreclosure. We're pretty high in foreclosure. So what I do is I'll run a lot of blog articles on foreclosure, okay, and just try engagement that way. One thing I like about sharing content, is more people are likely to share content or like content versus an ad. When I say an ad, I'm probably talking more about, because well, let me take it back. Let me take away the word ad. I didn't mean to use the word ad. You're probably more likely to get likes and shares when you share content versus just saying, hey, we buy houses. If you want an offer, go to this website, right? So that's what I mean by ad. So I'm not talking about necessarily running an ad, but I'm just saying where you're more soliciting your services, right? So if you really want to leverage social media for SEO, social signals, I think the easiest thing and best thing to do is just run articles. Just share content and boost an article. So meaning, let's say you share an article on, how to avoid foreclosure in Wilmington. When I post that, Facebook gives me an option to boost that ad so more people see it. And to me, I would rather invest into that than getting, because getting Facebook page likes there's no value at all. And most of it is just going to be junk anyways. So that doesn't really do anything. It's how people engage with your posts, not necessarily your page is probably the most important thing. So hopefully that makes sense. Christina, please let me know. Awesome, Jeffrey. I'll check out 135. Yeah, that call was it's probably one of my favorites. One of my favorites from this year is because it was really cool to teach on how to be hyper targeted when it comes to marketing. So that call, you can learn about how to be targeted. I mean, if you guys can learn how to be targeted in your marketing, I mean, you'll be a top marketer in your market. So not too many people talk about it. Cool. Okay, so I'm assuming, Christina, that made sense. So awesome. Cool. Okay. And JB, let me know that you got my that you heard my answer to your question about phone numbers. Okay, Tamara, Carrel or Twilio? I've never heard of that, to be honest. But I like Carrel. That's who I use. I really, really, really like Carrel. Yeah, Edgar, dude, I would love to see your vendor test, test that, test the text option. I definitely would run it by them. M, who do you use to answer calls? I hired a salesperson to take the calls now. So if she's on the phone and she can't take a call, it gets routed to a voicemail, but we usually call them back right away. So I've never really tried live answering service or anything like that. I've always used voicemail, and it's always worked well for me. The only thing I would say, if you are going to use voicemail, be very specific. I remember, because a lot of times people say, well, make it short and sweet. But here's the thing. Short and sweet, sometimes it can hurt you, because if people are not sure that they reached the right phone number, that can cause a lot of people not to leave messages. So for an example, when I first started doing voicemail, we would just say, hey, I forgot what we put, but it was very short. And we got a lot of hangups that no one really leaving messages. And so anyways, I ran an experiment on calling back every person that did that. And I would ask them at the end of the call, like, hey, I know you called us, but because I had caller ID, so I would always call back. So, but I would always ask, hey, why didn't you leave a phone number? Right. And I was amazed how many people said over and over, these are different people, keep in mind, over and over, people said, well, I wasn't sure if I called the right place. So I was like, man. So anyways, I changed my message to where now I educate just a little bit, not too much. I don't ramble off, but I educate just enough to where now people they know for certain that they're reaching the right number. Okay, so and ever since then, we have more and more people leaving messages. Okay, so but right, to answer your question, I do have a live person answering. It's not a servicing live call answering service. It's a real person locally. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And Faye, did you find out information on Slack? I know you had a question about that. All right. Awesome. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Cool. All right, awesome. Okay, cool. I mean, that's really all I have, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have to dive in. I mean, Slack is a a communication tool that you can communicate with your team. It's kind of like, I don't know, text messaging, but it's through an application on your laptop or even on your phone. So it's an app, So you probably have to reread it a little bit, and I wouldn't worry about it too much. I just bring it up because it was something that we use, and because I always get people, hey, what are you using? So I just thought I brought it up. So if you're a one-man person or one-person business, then don't even worry about Slack. So all right, cool. All right. So one question I have is, would love to kind of get feedback. Do you guys like these type of calls to where it's like short and sweet? It wasn't really training, but we shared a feature and then kind of showed you some results. Do you guys like that? Or you guys like more of the training? So we'd love some feedback. If you guys got anything out of this call, or what you did get out of this call. Did this help? Sometimes just people sharing a feature and how it's working and how it can impact. I love those type of things. So I thought we would do a call on, so it's not technically training, but just really kind of show you a feature within a great platform, which is Google, because that's just where people go first. I just thought it was important because we're getting good results out of it. So, and we'll continue to see how it goes for us. But yeah, we'll love some feedback, guys, on this call. Anything that if you guys like these type calls, but let me know. But if you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna just take another minute or two and just kind of see if any questions come through. If not, and then we'll just call it a day. Again, this was kind of a short and hopefully easy call if you're doing pay-per-click, as that is. So okay, all right, I'm gonna give another second just to make sure there's no questions, and if not, we'll bounce. All right, going once, going twice. All right, I think that we're gonna do that. So, okay. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us on this call. Again, it was really a quick and easy, just going through some things that are working for us, and something for you to consider. If you're doing pay-per-click in this with this call today. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out, of course. And if you guys have already gone past the initial setup of your websites and you guys are diving into marketing, like I said, feel free to set up a strategy call. The strategy calls is specifically just for strategy. It's if you're trying to change a content, trying to change something out on your website, and then go to support. Support is there every day to help you more on the technical side of the website. So, but if you guys need straight up strategy, continue to be on these calls weekly. We give you a chance to ask questions, or just set up a call. The only thing with doing a strategy call is be aware, kind of just kind of be prepared that there probably will be a 3 week wait for strategy at times. Okay, because they get booked so fast. So but if you guys need quicker help, like I said, just jump on these weekly calls and we'll answer them for you. So, or like I said, just, or if you want to set up a call one-on-one, perfectly fine. Just expect 2 to 3 week wait for sure. So, and sometimes you might get lucky and get in the same week if someone cancels and that spot becomes available. So, all right, cool. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for this call. And awesome. Yeah. So JB, love the shorter format and awesome info today as well. No need to stretch out something for hours that can be done in a few minutes. Much more valuable. Great feedback. I love it, JB. We'll definitely, I'm the same way. So thank you so much. That's kind of validation. So thank you for providing that feedback. And if anybody else wants to give feedback too as well, make sure that you're sending that through too. So again, thanks guys. Thank you again so much for being on this call. I love it. Love you guys are investing your time in being on these calls. So I don't take that lightly. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week. And in the meantime, we're always here for you. Please reach out anytime you guys need help. Okay. All right. Have a great day. All right. Bye.